you to video 1 using layers. What you will learn in this video is how to use the layers, how to work with the layers window, and how to create, delete, and duplicate the layers. So let's go back to our project we did in the last video. In this one I'm going to go in more detail about the layers and the layers windows. So as I told you before, layers are basically the elements of your design. So it's a good idea that anytime you create some new graphical element, you create a new layer. There are two ways to create a layer. You can go to the layer at the top, click new layer. You can see new layer is created, and you can see it at the layers window at the right. Layer 7 is created. Alright, so we can select the layers by just clicking the mouse. We can also make the layers invisible by clicking this check icon. You can see we can remove different things. And basically the layers will still exist, but they will not be visible in this composition right here. So it's also very useful to maybe create some effect and see how it looks like. So we can see it before and after. So that's also how important it is to always creating new layers for your new designs, new elements. So either anytime you can actually remove it or move it around and you have full control over it. Okay, so let's go here at the bottom, and there are a couple of options here. So let me select, for example, this star, alright? And you can see the first one is blending mode. So when you click it, you can change the opacity. That's basically the transparency of the layer, so from 0 to 100. And also we can change the blending modes. So we have normal, it's a bit small here. We have add. You can see that basically shows and tells the PIXLR how this layer should be mixed up with the layers below this layer, because you can see all these layers are below layer 5. So layer 5 is at the top of these layers, but layers 6 and 7 are at the top of layer 5. So that's basically the hierarchy of the layers and how they overlap to each other. So you can see, let's go back to the blending modes. There are different blending modes to choose from. I always like to use blending modes because you can see they create some interesting effects. It's sometimes hard to predict what kind of effect it could be, but it's definitely worth to just test around and you may find something really interesting. Okay, so these are the blending modes. The second one is a layer mask, but that you don't need to know about this right now. The next one is a layer styles. So layer styles are really great because you can basically add the shadows, bevels, glows, and things like that in your specific layers. And I have a separate videos that talks about layer styles. We're going to cover more about that. Okay, so that's layer styles right here, and here we can create a new layer by clicking this icon. So that's a bit quicker way than going here and new layer. We can also delete the layer by clicking this dustbin, and it deletes the layer. And that's pretty much the layers window. Also, when you right click on the layer, we can also have a couple of options like duplicate the layer. You can duplicate the layer, click right here, and the layer 6 is duplicated. We can also merge down or merge visible. So if you want to merge layer 5 with stars, let's move it here. So if you want to merge these two layers into one, you can click it, click merge down. You can see now these two layers are one layer. So it basically joins the layers. And then we can again activate the layer styles this way, and also copy layer styles and paste layer styles, but that's I'm going to cover in the next video. So that's basically how you use the layers. Again, make sure to always create a lot of layers and work with this around. And you can also drag and drop the layers. So if you want to move the position of the layers, you can do it so by just drag and dropping to move it at the top or at the bottom. Let's recap this video. In this video you learned how to use the layers, how to work with the layers window, and how to create, delete, and duplicate the layers.